Today we are going to try out our Campingaz Twister 270. It is a backpacking stove. It's a little bit bigger than some, but it is still quite small. I have not used it yet. It's one of those stoves I got about 15 years ago from a camping trip or backpacking trip I was supposed to have with a friend of mine who ended up not going. So anyway, here's the gas that goes with it. Here is my little pan that I got. It's got a cover that holds the lid on. Unscrew it, slide that around, and if you tighten it back down, you got a handle on your frying pan. Inside, it has got a plastic cup. It's got a little pot with a lid. Nice little handle. And then, of course, the lid, which is probably your dish to eat out of, or your plate. This set does not come with silverware. So anyway, we are going to scramble some eggs and put a little cheese on them. Anyway, the stove just pops down when you turn the plastic out of the way, so it'll pop down on that fuel cylinder, and you twist it a little bit so it locks it down. This actually opens up like this, so you can set your pan right on top of it, just like that. But this one has a really long handle, so if you got it empty, you want to make sure it's a little to the one side away from the handle, otherwise it's going to fall off if you're trying to heat your pan. Okay, we got some butter. Right here's my butter. Okay, this one, it's got a, you turn this right here, releasing the gas, hear it coming out. Ooh, I can smell that. And it's got a little piezo on it, or however you pronounce that. Let's start it up. Okay, the gas. There we go. Perfect. Turn it down too far, it clicks off, so turn it back up a little bit. Hit that button. Let's see how high it goes. Wow, I can feel the heat way back here. I can feel the heat way off to the sides from that one that's turned way up on high. That thing actually puts out a lot of flame. Alright, but we definitely don't need that much to cook scrambled eggs, so especially these thin pans like this, you gotta be careful. Alright, let's start heating this. Gotta put some butter in there. I got some powdered butter too, and that you just mix a little water in it and reconstitute it, and I'll have to do a review on that. Definitely gets hot fast. One thing nice about these ones with the piezo on them, it's if you turn it too far and it goes out, all you have to do is re-click that button. Alright, let's get some eggs in there. Take it off the burner for balance. Alright, I got the eggs in there and the butter. I'm going to get them back on that heat. These type of pans, you definitely want to make sure you got some kind of butter or oil or something. If you're up backpacking, butter's kind of a, if you're going to actually take that with you. But you can definitely take a little container of oil. Put enough oil in there. Actually doesn't stick to these pans. That is on low, and you can see how fast it cooked that egg. With these thin pans like this, they actually work quite fast. So as a camping or survival stove, as a camping and survival stove, they actually work pretty good. Don't want to waste your gas, so you want to get that turned off as soon as possible. Just like that. And let it cool down a little bit. But anyway, that is my little review on my Twister 270 HPZ 3200 watt. So it's actually quite warm if you crank that baby up. So anyway, if you're into backpacking or survival or preparing for any type of disaster, that thing actually is a pretty good little stove. Cooked me up 2 eggs really fast, a little bit of cheese in there. This right here popped right off. The stove popped right off. Now I just got to let it cool down a little bit. Little sniff test to make sure it's not leaking any gas. Nope. Put that little cap back on there that pops right back in, the little seal, and it's ready for going back in the backpack or we're going to go ahead and actually put that back together, because we're going to use that little pan and boil us some water and see how long that takes. Let me measure out the water. Okay. This is going to be cold water right out of the sink. And I'm going to not crank it way up. I'm going to have it on right down at low. Right here is a cup of water. Let's go with 12 ounces of water. There we go. Now, let's see how long, and that is water right straight out of my sink. So let's see how long it takes to get that to boiling. Like I said, I'll turn it to about a medium heat. Don't want to waste too much fuel by turning it on high, because then all the heat just goes around the darn thing. So we'll just keep it on a medium heat so the flame is actually staying underneath and not shooting around the little pan. And we'll go ahead and see how long this takes. Let me start a little timer on my cell phone. Stopwatch, start. Alright. See how long it takes till we get that boiling. Dang, it's already warm. So if we add like 15-20 seconds to that timer, since I started it after I put the water on. And while that is going, I am going to eat my eggs. Alright, we can shut that heat off. But you see, it was already boiling. There we go. I got this little thing with my little rice cooker. So anyway, it took about 2.5 minutes to get that water boiling, and like I said, it wasn't even on, dump that down the sink, it wasn't even on medium heat, it was a little under medium. So definitely a really good backpacking stove. Get your dinner cooked and ready to go in no time. Let's pop that off. You definitely don't want to touch the top of that, because that's going to be hot. So let's take that off, set it over there. Little sniff test. Make sure it's not leaking, because there is a little valve that the bottom of this thing has a little pin in there. Where are we at? Right there's a little pin in there, and it pushes down on the little valve inside there to open it up to let the gas out. And I've had the bigger cylinders, the propane ones, actually, when I've taken lantern stuff off, kept open or kept leaking, so I had to bang on it, and then it made it seal. But anyway, gotta be careful, make sure you check that. You don't want to stick it in your backpack or in your survival equipment or in your vehicle when it's got a gas leak in it. So anyway, that was 2.5 minutes, and it's a neat little stove. If you're looking for a mid-sized backpack stove, I mean, it's not designed to set cast iron on top of any big old cast iron pans, unless you got, I mean, you could probably balance maybe an 8-inch cast iron pan on there, but I really wouldn't go with much bigger, because it's all just balancing on top of this, and it's not a really tight fit. It kind of wobbles a little bit, so you don't want to put excessive amounts of weight on it. But it actually worked really good for what it's meant for. So anyway, The Campingaz Twister 270 HPZ 3200 watt. Rest of these ones with the built-in starter, that's a major plus when you're up in the mountains backpacking. Of course, you want to take a lighter or a ferro rod or something with you to put a spark just in case that thing stops working, but you never know. Anyway, I am going to finish my delicious eggs and see y'all next video. Bye.